I think the developmentally appropriate practice has done two things. I think it has alerted parents and legislators and the community at large to the importance of early childhood education, and that it's not just a haphazard activity, that it needs to be thoughtful, that it needs to have theoretical and practical information behind it. But I think the second important thing that it is said is that the field is evolving, and it isn't static. It's not that what we decide we're going to do today is going to be as relevant or as appropriate 10, 15 years from now. So the best thing about it is that we've changed it over the years, and this is the third iteration. And I'm just delighted that it's come out and that we're moving ahead in bringing it up to date, both in terms of our theoretical knowledge of how children learn and grow, but also changes in the world as we know it.
One of the really exciting things for me in the new developmentally appropriate practice statement is the idea of intentionality and teachers really thinking strategically and carefully about what we're doing in the classroom. I feel like that's a major shift in what's happened over the past couple of decades, that we've always looked at children through a developmental lens, but it feels to me now like the lens has expanded to also include more of a teaching aspect.
The areas that have been most important to me regarding developmentally appropriate practice are focused primarily on how we interact with children, no matter who they are. And it's not something that's a one-size-fits-all. I mean, it does require you to think about who the individual child is, you know, what the social and cultural and linguistic context of the child and his or her family, you know, what that happens to be. And then using that information to make some judgments about how to frame your work and the environment and your practices, as well as your communications to others about what you're observing in terms of the development of children.
I think the context of where we are right now, it's really important that we look at this revision within the context of where we are, as well as I think the research has come out so strongly about what we know about children and what we know that they can do and learn. And I think that needs to be incorporated as well. So do I like the new developmentally appropriate statement? Absolutely. I think it makes a lot of sense.
We find that the NAYC new guidelines in particular really support us in this work. We can share those with the families. We can bring them to their attention. We've excerpt part of it that we use when we do parent conferences, when we do curriculum night, and when we do open houses in terms of admission. So letting families know that this is where this foundation comes from. It's a long history.
I think that with the new developmentally appropriate practice book, that just reinforces for our teachers the importance of what they're doing and what they're doing right, and that validates for them, yes, this is what I'm supposed to be doing.